Assalamualaikum. Welcome everyone. In this lecture I will show how to compute common measures of central tendency like mean, median and mode. So we consider raw data, sample data what is mean? We know that mean is we also call it as average. So average just sum the all values divided by total number of observation. So here the first formula for the ungrouped data, that is raw data. If in a sample we have n observation of a random variable x, then we simply have the mean of x is x bar equals to x1 plus x2 plus xn divided by n. So this is the simple formula. And what is median? We know median is middlemost observation of an arranged data. So we have to first arrange a data, then we have to take the middlemost observation in the data. And the mode is just a most frequent observation in a data or observations in a data. If a observation happens uniquely with the highest frequency, with the high frequency, then we take it as mode. So here I illustrate example from which I will show how to compute mean, median and mode from raw data. So here 10 count tests made on the certain yarn have shown following result: 22.8, 23.2 ... 23.0. so we have to compute mean, median and mode. So to compute mean, we know there are 10 observations, so n equals to 10, and we have to add up these 10 values, sum of x, which is 22.8 plus 23.2 ... that is, we have to add all these 10 values, and we have 29.9. So we have the mean, sum of x divided by n, that is 29.9 divided by 10, and we have 22.99. What about median? So first we have to arrange the data. So after arranging this data, we have 22.6, then 22.8, and the highest value is 23.4. so we divide this data into two portion. So here is 5 observation and here is 5 observation, and we see that n is 10, which is even. So if n is even, that is number of observation is even, so we have to take the average of middle of the two values. So the middle of the two values is 23 and 23, so we have median 23.0 plus 23.0 divided by 2, which is 23. So fortunately these two values same, 23 and 23, so we have the median is 23. Finally we have to calculate mode. So mode is the most frequent observation. So you can see here that 22.9 occurs 2 times, but 23.0 occurs 3 times. So we take this value as a mode. If we have 23.0 2 times, if we don't have this observation, then we have 2 mode, that is 22.9 comma 23, which we say bimodal distribution. So in this case we have only one mode, that is 23. Okay, so mode is simple, just in a data there may be multiple modes, that is 2 or 3 value can be occurs more than 2, 3, 4, etc, etc. So we apply our common sense when we determine mode. Okay, and about median I want to say the last. If I don't show here, what about if we have n equals to 9, that is if n is odd? This is very simple. We have to take the middle observation. For example, say I have some value, say for example say I have n equals to say 5, and the following values are 5 values are say 9, 10, 13, 21, 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the middle value? So in the middle position we have 13, so our median is 13. Very easy. and when n is even, we have to take the average of the middle two values, which I already shown here. We divide the whole data into two set, then we take the average of this middle two observation when n equals to even. In this case n was 10. Okay, now we go to the second formula for grouped and frequency distribution. So we consider a frequency distribution that is in first class, the class interval is L1 to L2. L1 is inclusive and L2 is exclusive, and we are given this following frequency. In first class interval we have the frequency f1, in second class f2, and in kth class, this is kth class, in this class the frequency is fk, and mid value sometimes is not given, so we have to calculate mid value, which is denoted by xi. I is for the ith class. So for first class we have the mid value, simply add this lower limit and upper limit, then divide by 2, we have the mid value. So for a frequency distribution, how we compute arithmetic mean or simply mean. So the formula for calculating arithmetic mean is sum of fx divided by n. That is, we have to add, we have to multiply f1 into x1, then add to the second class f2 into x2, and finally we have to sum all multiplied values, that is f1 x1 plus f2 x2 plus fk xk, then divide by total number of observation. So in this case we can see that total number of observation is n, which is sum of fi. Okay, so this is the formula, sum of fx divided by n. While we calculating median, we have to first compute cumulative frequency. In the lecture of frequency distribution, we know how to compute cumulative frequency. So this is the formula, which is median equals to L naught plus C by F, n by 2 minus PCF. Here L naught is the lower limit of median class, C is the class interval of median class, F is frequency of median class, and PCF is stands for cumulative frequency of pre-median class. That is class of the previous median class, which is denoted by pre-median class. So we can see that to determine median, we first have to identify which is median class. Okay. Lastly, for a symmetric distribution, approximately symmetric distribution, the formula of mode is L naught plus delta 1 by delta 1 plus delta 2 into C. So here L naught is lower limit of modal class in the class where mode is located, C is class interval of modal class, and delta 1 is the differences between frequencies of pre-modal class and modal class. That is, we have to subtract frequency of modal class, we have to subtract frequency of pre-modal class from frequency of modal class. So this difference is delta 1, and delta 2 is the difference of frequencies between post-modal class and modal class. So we see that to calculate median and mode, we have to find median class and modal class at first. So this is the formula. This will be very easy for you or easy to understand if I show as an example. So here I consider an example. Here a data frequency distribution is given on variable length of fiber in millimeter. The class intervals are 10 to 15, 15 to 20, and 35 to 40, and the number of fibers here 12, 19, 26, 21, 15 and 9. So we have to compute mean, that is arithmetic mean or average, median and mode from this group data. So what we have to do first, this is a complete table. So this is given, this portion is given in question or in problem. So to calculate mean, we have to first determine the mid value, that is x. So for this class we easily find the mid value of that is x. 10 plus 15 divided by 2, we have 12.5, and similarly we have this mid value by adding these two value, that is 15 plus 20 divided by 2, which will give us 17.2. so in this way we can see that the class interval is 5, that is 10 to 15, the difference is 5, so this mid value will increase by 5. So we can easily do it for the other mid value, that is 17.5 plus 5, which is 22.5, then 27.5, and then finally 37.5. so to calculate mean we have to find the fx. So what is fx? Fx is nothing. So here we have to calculate fx, that is f into x. So here is f is 12 and x is 12.5. by multiplying these two value we have 150. So I show this calculation in this Excel sheet. So here we have to multiply 12 by 12.5. so we have 150, and then we add the we do the same calculation for other cells, then it is 19 into 17.5, 26 into 22.5, and finally 9 into 37.5. and finally we have to sum these all value. So by summing this value we have 2470. so here we have 2470. so mean is just sum of fx divided by n. So by dividing 2470 by 102, that is n, sum of f, we have 24.22. so here we complete the mean. Next we have to compute median. So we know that while we calculate median from a frequency distribution, we must identify the median class. So carefully, attentively see how we determine or identify median class. So to identify a median class, first we have to calculate the cumulative frequency. So this is not given, we just know this value. It will be given in question 12, 19, 26, that is f frequency. From frequency we have to calculate CF, that is 12, then 12 plus 19 equal to 31, 31 plus 26 equals to 57, etc, etc. Then finally we have 102. So we have to first calculate CF. Then we have to calculate this value n by 2. In the formula we can see there is a value n by 2. So we have to determine n by 2. So from here we can see that n by 2 equals to 51. And then we have to compare this 51 with the CF. This 51 we have to see from which value this 51 is, from which CF this 51 is less. Small. So here we see that the CF is here 31, here 57, here 78. So we can see 51 is just lower than 57 or just less than 57. So this CF's corresponding class is our median class. So this is correspond to class interval 20 to 25. Hence this class is our median class. So this is most important, and this is the main thing to calculate medians. Then we just put this value in this formula. So from median formula of median we know that median equals to L naught. L naught is the lower limit of median class. So this is the median class. The lower limit is 20. So we put here 20. Then C is the class interval of median class. So class interval is 20 to 25, that is 5. 5 minus 20 we have 5. So C is 5. F is the frequency of class median class. So in the frequency of median class is 26. So we have 26 here. N by 2 already we calculated 51 and 31. How we get this? So this is PCF, that is CF of pre-median class. This is our median class, pre-median class CF, that is previous class of median class. So this is our CF of the median class, and this is the CF of pre-median class, that is the class previous of median class. So this is a PCF which is 31. So finally, after completing this calculation, we have 23.85. I think you can understand how we compute median. Finally, to compute mode, we have to see which class has the highest frequency. Which class has the highest frequency? We know that we can see here from here that this is the highest frequency and this is located in this class. So fortunately, median class and modal class is the same for this distribution, but this will not be same for other frequency distribution or data. So we have the modal class because this frequency is the highest. So we can see that this is the class interval of modal class 20 to 25. So what is delta 1? We stated that delta 1 is the difference between frequencies of modal and pre-modal class. So this is the modal class frequency and this is the pre-modal class frequency. So the delta 1 is difference between these two value. So here we have 26 minus 19, that is frequency of modal class and frequency of pre-modal class, which will which is 7, and delta 2 is the frequency between modal class and post-modal class. So class after modal class. So class after modal class frequency is 21. So delta 2 is 26 minus 21. So we have 5. So finally, we have to put this all value in the formula of mode. In formula of mode, we know that mode equals to L naught plus delta 1 by delta 1 plus delta 2 into C. So L naught is the lower limit of modal class. So this is the lower limit 20, or we can see from here. And delta 1, we know that delta 1 is 7 divided by 7 plus 5, which is 12. Then we have to solve this. We have to do this calculation, and finally we have 22.92. So we complete the computation of a mean median mode for both group data and ungrouped data. Okay, now we talk about partition values, which also known as measures of location. So we just give okay, so we emphasize on how to calculating partition values from raw data and group data. So common partition values are percentiles, quartiles and deciles. So what is percentile? In plain language or plain English, percentiles are 99 values which divide a data into approximately 100 equal parts. So there are 99 percentile. So in graphically we can see that if we see that what is percentile. So percentile, if we consider this line as data, then percentile, if we take P50, this percentile there, this must be a value. This divide the whole data into two equal parts, approximately equal parts, that is 50% below percentile and 50% above or equal percentile values. Then if we divide it at this point, then we have P25. So below or equal to P25, there will be 25% observation, and then here we have P75, that is 75th percentile. So we can divide this percentile, divide this data as 1%, 2%, P1, P2, dot P24, etc., and finally P99. Okay, so this is percentile. So we have 99 percentiles, that is P1, P2, P25, P50, etc., and P99. So formula for jth percentile from raw or ungrouped data. For jth percentile, we use this formula, that is jth percentile, that is Pj equals to j into n plus 1 by 100 value. Okay, so we will see an example. Here the data, the previous data, 10 count tests made on a certain yarn shown following results: 22.9 this is 10 values. We have to compute P25 and P50. So to compute P25, this is the data. I arranged this for similar to median. To compute any partition values, percentile or quartile, we have to arrange the data in ascending order. So I arranged this data from lowest to highest, and we can label it as first value, then second value, and finally this is 10th value. So to compute P25, that is 25th percentile, we have to use this formula, because this is raw data, this is not frequency distribution. So the formula is 25 into, that is jth quartile, so sorry, percentile, 25 into 10 plus 1 by 100. So we have from here just a position. The position is 2.7 value. So if it is said that third value, then we take this value, but this is a fraction, 2.7 fifth value. So we have to separate it into two parts. First, for this integer we write second, and we take this, we multiply this fraction from the difference of third and second value. Okay, we take this second value, and for this fraction we take the difference between third and second value. I think you can understand this matter. Then from here we take the second value, plus 0.75, 20, third value is 22.9, this is third value, and this is second value. So 22.9 minus 22.8, finally we have this result, 22.875. So for fifth percentile, that is P50, we have the same formula, and we have 5.5. So first we have to take the, for integer 5, we have to take the fifth value plus we take this fraction 0.5, and then take the difference between sixth value and fifth value. So this is the fifth, and the sixth value is the here. So we can see that fifth value is first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Fifth value is 23, and sixth value also 23. Finally we have 23.0 plus 0.5 into sixth value also. Sixth value is 23, and fifth value also 23. So finally we have 23.0. So, and I think you will able to compute any percentile from a raw data. Okay. Next we go to the group data. From group data, how we compute jth percentile. If someone understand the formula of median, then he or she can easily understand how to compute jth percentile. This is very similar formula. So like median, jth percentile, that is Pj equals to L0 plus C by F. In median we use n by 2, but here we use n by 100 into j. This j comes here, and this is n by 100, because we partition the value into 100 equal parts. Okay. Then minus PCF. Okay, what is L0? L0 is the lower limit of jth percentile class. C is the class interval of jth percentile class. F is the frequency of jth percentile class, and PCF is the CF of pre-percentile class. So here is the same problem. To compute any percentile, we first have to identify the percentile class. Okay, and here you can again have to notice that this formula is slightly different, L0 plus C by F into n by 100 into j. So let's go to an example to understand the formula. So here's the distribution of linear density of yarn, and this is the number of tests, which is frequency f. So here is the distribution which is given, and total is 101. Okay, and to like median, to compute any partition value, we must have to compute CF first. Okay, so I compute here CF 8, then 8 plus 12 equals to 20, then 20 plus 20 equals to 40, and so on. Finally we have 101. So we have to compute P50 and P75. we have to use this formula because this is group data. So first we compute this CF. Now we are going to compute P50. To locate 50th percentile, we have to compute this value. So you can, if you see closely or attentively, you can see that this is the value of this portion, n by 100 into j. So for 50th percentile, j is equals to 50, so we compute this value, n by 100 into 50, which will give us 50.5, that is 51. Now we have to compare this 51 to this CF. We have to see that this 51 is just less than which CF. So here CF is 65 and 51 is less than 65. So corresponding to this CF, this is the percentile class, that is 50th percentile class. So we have the lower limit and other values from this percentile class. Okay, now go to calculate the percentile, 50th percentile. So I highlight here that is 50th percentile class is 13.75 to 14.00. So we now just have to put this value in this formula. So L naught is the lower limit, so lower limit is 13.5. I put it here. C is the class interval, 14 minus 13.75 gives us 0.25. So this is the C, and F is the frequency of percentile class. So this class frequency is 25. So here F equals to 25, and n by 100 into 50 we are already have this value 50.5. We don't in this portion we don't round it, we just take the actual value 50.5, and 40 is the CF of the previous percentile class. So this is, if this is the percentile class, then the previous percentile class CF is 40. So we have here 40, finally we have 13.855. So P50 is nothing, it's just equal to median. You can check it on your own. This is just median. So compute P75 yourself. Then I go to the quartiles. So what are the quartiles? Quartiles are three values. We divide a data into approximately 4 equal parts. So in percentile we say that percentiles are 99 values which divide the data into 100, approximately 100 equal parts. So quartile says that these three values which divides a data into approximately 4 equal parts. So we have three quartiles. So if we compare this with percentile, we can easily understand that Q1 is nothing, just P25, Q2 is nothing, just P50, also same as median, and Q3 is nothing but P75. So if you know how to compute percentile, then you can easily compute Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay, so I think you will able to understand, you will able to compute any quartile from raw data or group data because you know how to compute percentile. Okay, but I will show a shortcut technique for raw data. Suppose we have some data. I show a shortcut technique from raw data. So please see what I want to show. Suppose we have some data, say 2, 3, 4, 9, 11, say 12, 15, 16. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Say I take 10 value, 1, then here is say 19. So this is arranged data, so we don't need to arrange. So we have n equal to 10 observations in this data. So first we partition this value, partition these observations into two parts. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here there are 5 values, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 values. So we can easily understand that the Q2 is median, which is 9 plus 11 divided by 2, that is 10. How we compute Q1? So we can easily understand this. In first portion, the middle value is 3, so this is Q1, and in the second portion 15 is the middle of the last portion or last 5 values, so this is Q3. So this is a shortcut technique, you can apply it for raw data, but there may be some difference you will observe while calculating for other number of observation. For example, say if you take n equals to 11, so I don't discuss it here, you will apply your knowledge to solve this problem. So thank you very much. Thank you for your view to watch this video.